grew up counting the steps of the spiral stone in a tower of white where the heavy Atlantic blown, while other girls played with ribbons and porcelain dolls. She studied the shadows that danced on the granite walls. Her father would sleep when the morning sun was low, leaving her watch to the rhythmic rotating globe. She knew every ship by the shape of its wooden mast, and the secrets of sailors whose anchors were never cast. Oh, the lighthouse keeper's daughter is looking at the sea, waiting for a traveler who's wild and completely free. She keeps the glass clean and she winds up the heavy gear, sending a lifeline to anyone drawing near. A solitary beauty in a fortress made of foam, guiding the wandering spirits back to home. One winter evening, when the gale was howling high, a distress flare broke through the ink of the northern sky. She didn't cry out, and she didn't collapse in fear. She grabbed the oil lamp and made the reflection clear. Next morning she found a coat on the rocky shore, and a stranger who knocked upon the iron door. He didn't bring diamonds, he didn't bring silver thread, just a story of survival from the ocean bed. The ocean is deep, but our lantern is strong, guiding the weary to where they belong. The lighthouse keeper's daughter is looking at the sea, waiting for a traveler who's wild and completely free. She keeps the glass clean and she winds up the heavy gear, sending a lifeline to anyone drawing near. Keep the light burning through the misty spray. Love will find the coastline at the break of day. Beneath the green shade of the banker's desk lamp, where the air in the library feels a bit damp, I found an old blotter from 1904, hidden away by the spine of the oak wood floor. It holds the reverse of the words that you wrote in haste, before all our youthful ambitions were laid to waste. A shadow of ink where your hand used to gently press, the ghost of a promise, the shape of a lost address. It's the ink on the old blotting paper, faded and blue, the backward confession I'm trying to read from you, like a mirror that captures the things that we tried to hide before the cold distance could pull us away outside. A permanent stain of a love that was pure and deep, a heavy quiet secret that the old wooden drawers keep.
I take a small glass and I hold it against the page to reverse the cursive that's beautiful with its age.
You wrote about running away to the southern coast, and how my quiet devotion was what you valued most. The ink is so dry that it's turning to silver dust, like the hinges of cages that finally yield to rust. You never did send it, you left it behind to fade in the middle of plans that the two of us never made. Reading the lines that were written in reverse, time is a blessing and distance is a gentle curse. It's the ink on the old blotting paper, faded and blue, the backward confession I'm trying to read from you, like a mirror that captures the things that we tried to hide before the cold distance could pull us away outside. Reading it backward through the velvet night, the words become clearer in the morning light.
There's a heavy old blanket that spreads across our bed, stitched out of patches of yellow and green and red. Every small square is a scrap of a shirt I wore, or a piece of the curtains that hung by your mother's door.
Here is the denim from the summer we built the shed, and the velvet from the night all our vows were said.
It's a mosaic of seasons, a fabric of 20 years, held together by thread, and a mixture of joy and tears.
Oh, this quilt of many winters is keeping us warm, an emotional shelter against the incoming storm. Every rough seam is a valley that we survived, a beautiful pattern where our small devotion thrived.
It's heavy with memory,
it's rich with the life we know, woven together against the December snow.
feel the rough corner, that's from my old flannel coat.
When I was a laborer working the riverboat.
And here is the silk from the ribbon you used to tie
when your hair was as dark as the midsummer evening sky.
Now the colors are muted, they're softer than they used to be.
just like the rhythm that governs both you and me.
We don't need the lace
or the linen from foreign lands.
We are covered by history,
made by our own two hands. Thread by thread,
we built our own small paradise,
warm in our souls underneath the changing winter skies. Oh, this quilt of many winters is keeping us warm, an emotional shelter against the incoming storm. Every rough seam is a valley that we survive, a beautiful pattern where our small devotion thrive.
Pull it up higher.
Ooh, close your tired eyes. We're safe from the world under changing skies. Out on the highway where the long distance trucks go by, there's a line of dark poles cutting straight through the dusty sky. They carry the copper that sings in the winter chill, connecting the valley to the houses behind the hill.
I like to sit by the fence where the clover grows,
listening to the hum that the traveling current throws.
It's a mechanical vibration,
A low and a steady drone, the sound of a million people who are never alone. It's the telegraph wire singing a lonely song, carrying the secrets of where our hearts belong. A pulse in the dark, a dot and a tiny dash, like the memory of a love in a sudden lightning flash. I can feel your thoughts coming down through the heavy line, whispering to a heart that is permanently mine.
They say that electricity travels at the speed of light,
crossing the prairies and the canyons in the middle of night.
but my longing for you travels faster than any spark,
cutting through the distance and the heavy, unforgiving dark. I don't need a letter, I don't need a ringing bell.
I can hear the vibration,
And I know that you are well. The crows take a rest on the line where the copper gleams, watching the flow of our high voltage human dreams. A simple current running through the mountain breeze, sending a message to the roots of the valley trees. It's the telegraph wire singing a lonely song, of where our hearts belong. A pulse in the dark, a dot and a tiny dash, like the memory of a love in a sudden lightning flash. Hear the line humming through the open air. The current is steady, and I'll meet you there.
Deep in the thicket, where the pine needles cover the ground, there's an old glass house where the silence is absolute and profound.
The frames are all rusted, the glass is slightly green with moss, a monument to a time before all of our heavy loss.
But inside the air is warm, and it smells like the fertile loam,
a sanctuary of green that the wild ferns call their home.
You planted an ivy here in the spring of 74,
and its vines have grown over the lock of the wooden door.
In the greenhouse in the woods, the world stays far away,
protected from the frost and the colors of fading gray.
it's a tropical
Island surrounded by winter trees, a pocket of warmth on a chilly December breeze. Our love is like the roots that are thriving beneath the floor,
growing in silence,
where the cold cannot reach anymore.
We sit on the iron bench that is cold to the touch at first,
while the soil around us satisfies its summer thirst.
outside the snow is drifting against the glass pane bright,
But inside the orchids are blooming in the pale white light.
we don't need the sun to keep our spirits alive and well.
We've built our own climate inside of this fragile shell.
Let the kingdom tumble and let the great concrete fall.
We are safe in the garden behind the glass panel wall. Green leaves are reaching for the silver winter sun. Our quiet paradise has only just begun. In the greenhouse in the woods, the world stays far away, protected from the frost and the colors of fading gray.
It's a
Tropical island surrounded by winter trees, a pocket of warmth on a chilly December breeze. Glass keeps it safe while the wild winds blow deep in the forest where the secrets grow. bought an old book at the flea market down by the pier, and out fell a drawing from someone who lived in a year, where boundaries were fluid and towns didn't have any name. Just a cross on a hill where the deer and the buffalo came. There's no scale of miles and no compass to show you the way, just a circle of trees where the riverbank turns into clay. I follow the lines with the tip of my calloused finger, where the ghosts of the pioneers still love to quietly linger. It's an unlabeled map leading over the mountain crest to a corner of earth that the highway forgot in the west. No borders to keep us, no fences to define the ground, just the wild open space where a wandering heart can be found.
We will build our own town
Where the map has a beautiful blank, and write our own names on the edge of the grassy bank.
We packed up our lives in the back of the old station van, leaving the grit and the concrete as fast as we can. We found the stone circle and found the 3 willow trees tall, exactly where the lines on the paper begin to fall. There are no utility poles and no neon to blinding our sight, just the ancient geology sleeping beneath the night. You laughed in the silence and tore up the old piece of ink, saying we are much closer to heaven than people would think. No boundaries on the paper, no lines upon the ground, just a beautiful silence where our simple love was found. It's an unlabeled map leading over the mountain crest to a corner of earth that the highway forgot in the west. No borders to keep us, no fences to define the ground, just the wild open space where a wandering heart can be found. No more lines, no more line, no more corporate names, just the wide open valley and the wild summer games. My fingers are black with the dust of the burnt willow wood. I tried to capture your face like a true artist should.
No oil paint needed, no colors of yellow or blue,
just the texture of shadow to bring out the spirit of you. The paper is heavy and rough, with the grain like the sand, worn at the corners where I held it tight in my hand. I drew the soft curve of your shoulder beneath the gray shawl, and the way that your hair used to gently and silently fall. These are charcoal sketches drawn in the heat of the night, captured in shades of the darkness and pale silver light. They don't have the gloss of a modern day photography line, but they hold the emotion of a love that is yours and mine. A smudge of the thumb is a valley where memories stay, washing the sharpness of the busy city away. You sat by the stove while the timber was crackling low, posing for hours in the golden and shifting glow. If I made a mistake, I would wipe it away with my sleeve, creating a ghost that my heart didn't want to leave. Now the drawings are old and they're kept in an iron tin to protect all the lines from the dust that is blowing in. But whenever I look at the dark and the textured space, I can still feel the warmth of your quiet and beautiful face. Just a piece of burnt wood upon a heavy canvas white, capturing your spirit in the middle of the quiet night. These are charcoal sketches drawn in the heat of the night, captured in shades of the darkness and pale silver light. They don't have the gloss of a modern day photography line, but they hold the emotion of a love that is yours and mine. Shadow and light on the heavy white page,
love stays the same
through the passing of age.
I opened the heavy leather cover from 73, a textbook on plants that you used to study with me. On page 94, by the chapter on alpine moss, lies a flattened wild clover that survived the seasons of loss.
The green is all gone, it's a delicate shade of old straw,
pressed by the weight of the wisdom and natural law. Your handwriting sits in the margin, so neat and so fine, listing the location where your hand was resting in mine. In the old botany book where the memories are pressed so tight, away from the dampness and away from the damaging light, a preservation of a summer that refused to die under the gaze of a changing and turbulent sky. Every leaf is a day that we spent in the meadows high, a beautiful record of a love that will never say goodbye.
Remember the valley where the blue gentians used to grow?
We walked past the timberline into the melting snow.
You carried the press and I carried the heavy canteen,
searching for specimens that nobody else had seen.
now
The knowledge is faded, the Latin is hard to read, but my heart still remembers the shape of every seed. You are the rarest blossom that a collector could find, permanently pressed in the pages of my quiet mind. Pressed between the pages of an ancient textbook old, a story of a summer that was never fully told. In the old botany book where the memories are pressed so tight, away from the dampness and away from the damaging light, a preservation of a summer that refused to die under the gaze of a changing and turbulent sky. Turn the old page, see the clover leaf fade, the sweetest collection that two lovers made.
The kiln hasn't burned since the summer of '69, and the clay pits are filled with the ivy and tangled vine. But the path made of rejects, the bricks that were cracked or too dark, still runs from the river straight into the edge of the park.
We used to walk there when the factories closed down their gate,
hearing the crows as they argued about their own fate.
Your boots made a clicking sound on the uneven floor,
like a message in code
that I don't hear anymore. Down on the brickyard lane where the red dust settles deep, on the edge of a town that has finally gone to sleep, we found our own highway built out of things thrown away, a beautiful trail at the end of a long working day.
No paving of concrete could ever feel half as true
as the uneven path that I walked with you.
Every brick has a stamp of the company name that is gone,
eroded by winters and touched by the light of the dawn.
We found one with the footprint of a hound that ran wild,
and another one scratched with the initials of a child.
We sat on the pile where the moss was beginning to spread,
talking about the uncertain future that lay up ahead.
The industry died, but the foundation stays in the ground,
just like the love that our working class spirits had found.
Cracked and uneven, but the path is still strong,
walking together to the sound of the river's song. Down on the brickyard lane, where the red dust settles deep, on the edge of a town that has finally gone to sleep, we found our own highway built out of things thrown away, a beautiful trail at the end of a long working day. Red dust on our boots, river flowing so slow, the solid foundation that we came to know.
It sits on the back of the cast iron kitchen stove, dented and scratched like a traveler who loved to rove.
Heavy with copper and lined with a layer of tin,
keeping the chill of the northern mountain out from within. When the fire gets hot,
it begins a peculiar song,
a low shaking whistle where all of our spirits belong.
It's a domestic language, a comfort that money can't buy,
a promise of warmth
underneath the winter sky.
Listen to the copper kettle melodies humming so low, in the quiet of a house where the embers gently glow. It's a song of the hearth, it's a rhythm of staying in place, with the firelight dancing across your beautiful face. No orchestra playing
could make a weary heart feel so deep as the whistle that sings our troubles to sleep.
My grandfather brought it across from the old country farm. A boiling kettle keeps a kitchen safe from harm.
It has witnessed the babies, it has witnessed the old folks pass,
reflecting the world
in its polished and heavy brass.
Now it's our turn to listen,
to pour out the herbal tea
in the small wooden cabin that belongs to you and me.
The wind is shaking the latch of the pantry door, but the copper is singing, and we don't need anything more. to the copper kettle melodies, humming so low in the quiet of a house where the embers gently glow. It's a song of the hearth, it's a rhythm of staying in place, with the firelight dancing across your beautiful face.
Steam in the air,
fire burning so bright, the kettle is singing us into the night.
the shuttle goes left and the shuttle goes right with a clack. The wooden beams groan as the tension is pulling them back. She works in the loft where the dust motes are floating like gold, weaving the wool from the sheep of the local fold.
The warp is as white as the snow on the mountain peak. The weft is the color of the earth by the local creek.
She doesn't use patterns, she follows the thoughts in her mind,
leaving the noise of the modern world far behind.
Oh, the weaver's loom is creating a landscape of thread, a tapestry made of the words that our ancestors said.
Across of the fibers, a binding of strength so deep,
A beautiful fabric that a family will always keep.
with every slide of the timber,
A second goes by
under the watch of a calm and patient eye.
I brought her some yarn that was dyed with the bark of the oak, and a deep forest green that of old-time memories spoke.
She smiled as she tidied it into the linen string,
saying this will be the color of the upcoming spring.
We sat by the window and watched how the structure grew,
Woven out of the old and touched by the new.
Our lives are like threads that were tangled and wild at the start,
Now beautifully bound by the loom of a loving heart.
clack of the timber,
A rhythm so steady and true,
weaving a blanket
to cover both me and you. Oh, the weaver's loom is creating a landscape of thread, a tapestry made of the words that our ancestors said.
across of the fibers, a binding of strength so deep,
A beautiful fabric that a family will always keep.
clack of the wood,
Warping the weft so tight,
the blanket is finished before the coming of night. They cleared the fields 200 years ago, piling the granite where the wild briars grow. No mortar to hold just weight and the balance true. A gray ribbon running
monument made by the hands of forgotten men who plowed through the rocks again and again.
We walk by the edge where the lichen is starting to spread, thinking about the generations that the ground has fed.
Along the stone fence horizon, the country is split by the sweat of the laborers and the strength of their grit, a permanent line in a world that is shifting so fast, a solid reminder of a love that was built to last. We can lean on the granite when the wind starts to blow, safe in the shelter that the ancient walls know. You found a fossil carved into a limestone square, a leaf from a forest that used to be growing there.
You set it back gently into the top of the wall, praying our own small structure would never fall.
The modern world builds out of plastic and hollow tin, but the wind cannot move where the heavy rocks are in.
Our devotion is simple, it's quiet and made of stone, the sturdiest kingdom that two lovers have ever owned.
Heavy rocks standing against the cold winter gale, a solid structure of a love that will never fail. Along the stone fence horizon, the country is split by the sweat of the laborers and the strength of their grit, a permanent line in a world that is shifting so fast, a solid reminder of a love that was built to last. Granite and lime standing the test of the year. Our love is a fortress and I'm holding you dear. The roof has turned gray like the coat of an old timber wolf, sheltering us from the weather that covers the Gulf. The cedar was cut in the valley when we were both young, before all the songs of our lifetime were written and sung. It smells like the forest whenever the air gets warm,
An aromatic shield against the incoming storm.
I can hear the squirrels running across the peak
In the quiet hours when nobody needs to speak. Under the cedar shingle memories, we are secure in a love that is honest, old-fashioned and pure, faded by summers and silvered by winter frost, a shelter for dreams that we thought we had lost.
Let the modern
Towers reach for the neon light. We've got the timber to keep us safe. through the night.
Remember the ladder we climbed to fix the leak?
We were laughing so hard that our knees became weak.
We sat on the ridge with the valley laid out below,
watching the crows as they put on their evening show.
Now we look up
From the warmth
of our old brass bed,
thankful for the shingles that cover our head.
the wood may be weathered,
It may be splitting with age, but it's the beautiful binding of our lifetime's page.
weathered and gray, but the timber is perfectly dry.
A cozy home beneath the heavy and dark winter sky. Under the cedar shingle memories, we are secure in a love that is honest, old-fashioned and pure. Faded by summers and silvered by winter frost, a shelter for dreams that we thought we had lost. Smell of the cedar, gray of the wood so old, the warmest shelter from the mountain cold. I found the old drawings inside of a cardboard tube, a house made of lines, a geometry in a cube. The paper is cyan, the ink is a beautiful white, drawn by a draftsman who worked by the evening light. Here is the kitchen we planned but could never afford, and the library shelves where our favorite books are stored. It's a map of the future that took a different turn, a lesson in patience that both of us had to learn. In the middle of the blueprint room, the lines are so clear, an architecture of a life that I hold so dear. We didn't build the columns or the marble floor, but we built a devotion that matters much more. A house made of spirit, a structure of grace, the prettiest home in the entire space.
You took a pencil and added a window right here to let in the light at the end of the working year.
We never did dig the foundation or pour the stone, but look at the family that the two of us have grown. The paper is fragile, it's tearing along the fold, like the ancient maps of the empires of old. But the love that it sparked is a permanent thing inside, a beautiful palace where our spirits can always reside. is alive because I am living with you. In the middle of the blueprint room, the lines are so clear. An architecture of a life that I hold so dear. We didn't build the columns or the marble floor, but we built a devotion that matters much more. The white on the paper of blue. The dream is alive and it's living in you.
The timber is stained with the sweet juice of autumn's past, built out of iron and oak that was meant to last. We gather the windfalls that lay in the orchard grass before the wild weather could turn the green valley to glass. We turned the big wheel and we heard the wood start to groan, crushing the fruit down to the very core stone. The sweet amber liquid ran into the white oak cask, the perfect reward for a long and a heavy task. Down by the old cider press, the air is so rich with the scent of the harvest that fills up the roadside ditch. We worked until our hands were sticky and brown, far from the noise of the busy and corporate town. A preservation of sweetness against the winter chill in the old wooden barn at the bottom of the hill. You wore your old apron with the pockets of faded blue, and your hair was tied back with a piece of twine new. We shared a small taste from the edge of the wooden tray, laying the worries of our finances away. Now the orchard is sleeping, the branches are bare and white, but we've got the bottles to warm up the winter night. It's the flavor of labor, the taste of an honest life, the sweetest comfort for a man and his beautiful wife. Turning the wheel while the autumn sun goes down, far from the lights of the busy and crowded town. Down by the old cider press, the air is so rich with the scent of the harvest that fills up the roadside ditch. We worked until our hands were sticky and brown, far from the noise of the busy and corporate town. Amber juice flowing, wheel turning so slow, the sweetness of autumn that we came to know.
stands on four legs like a beast in the living room, burning the birch wood to drive out the winter gloom. The door has a window of mica that's clouded and old, showing the fire that protects us from the mountain cold.
We fed it with logs that were split in the summer heat, stacking them high by the side of the gravel street.
It crackles and pops when the draft is open wide, sending a river of warmth through the house inside. Oh, the old iron stove is the heart of the home tonight, glowing so softly in the absence of electric light. It don't need wires and it don't need a central line, just the honest timber to make the dark evening shine. We can sit on a rug and just watch how the shadows grow, safe in the shelter that only the embers know.
You put a small pot of pine needles on the top plate to fill up the room with a scent that can challenge fate. We talked about winters that were worse than the one we see, when the snow reached the branch of the old maple tree.
The iron is heavy, it's dark as a midnight sky,
but it holds the heat long after the
flames die. Our devotion is like it, it's solid and black and plain, keeping us warm through the freezing and icy rain. Red sparks flying behind the small mica pane, keeping us safe from the winter wind and the rain. Oh, the old iron stove is the heart of the home tonight, glowing so softly in the absence of electric light. It don't need wires and it don't need a central line, just the honest timber to make the dark evening shine. Mica window glowing, would turn into ash. Love stays alive in the fireplace flash.
He carried a barlow with a handle of polished bone, worn by the friction of fingers when he was alone. He opened the blade with a click that was sharp and clear, by the trunk of the beech tree at the end of our 7th year. He carved a small heart and he carved our initials deep, a promise that the bark of the forest would always keep. The sap was like tears running down from the wooden scar, a permanent mark under the light of the evening star.
Scratched with a pocket knife there on the living skin
of a tree that grew tall as the seasons were blowing in.
The years have stretched the letters, they're wide and they're rough today,
but the meaning inside hasn't faded or
drifted away.
A
was wild and green, the prettiest sight that the valley had ever seen.
I went back last Tuesday to find that old woodland spot, to see if the forest remembered the love we got. The tree has grown massive, the heart is 10 feet high, reaching its branches straight into the open sky.
The initials are thick now,
they're part of the heavy bark,
protected from winters and safe from the dark.
He's long gone to sea, but his blade left a truth behind,
permanently carved in the landscape of my mind.
a small steel blade and a promise made so deep,
A quiet secret that the ancient forest will keep. Scratched with a pocket knife there on the living skin
of a tree that grew tall as the seasons were blowing in.
The years have stretched the letters, they're wide and they're rough today,
But the meaning inside hasn't faded or
drifted away. Beech tree growing, barlow blade so bright, the promise remains in the soft forest light. Hidden beneath the sweet alfalfa from 82 lies a canvas notebook that belongs to me and you. The pages are yellowed and smell like the summer dust. The spine is held together by staples that turn to rust. We wrote in it secretly when we were just hiding away from the labor of fields and the heat of the working day. It lists the number of times that we kissed in the dark and the dreams that we sparked from a single romantic spark. In the old hayloft journal, the words are all alive, a record of how our young spirits managed to survive. Away from the judgment and away from the family eye, under the roof where the swallows used to fly. Every entry is a treasure, a chapter of pure delight, written by hand in the dim and the fading light.
You wrote a poem about a bird with a broken wing, and how my quiet love made your lonely spirit sing. I drew a small picture of your boots by the wooden ladder, saying that nothing else in the world could ever matter.
Now the barn is empty, the cattle are gone away, and the timber is silver from the weather of yesterday. But I hold the notebook and I am 17 again, walking with you through the Yellowed pages smelling like the sweet summer clover. A beautiful story that will never be fully over. In the old hayloft journal, the words are all alive, a record of how our young spirits managed to survive. Away from the judgment and away from the family eye, under the roof where the swallows used to fly. Canvas covered dusty, ink turning to brown, the sweetest confession in the agricultural town.
It stands on a tower of steel in the middle pasture, turning its head as the wind begins to blow faster,
Pumping the water from deep in the limestone floor,
with a rhythmic clanking that we don't ignore. Every afternoon when the sun is getting low, it casts a long shadow across the alfalfa road.
a giant wheel turning across on the grassy ground,
The most reassuring and steady country sound. Under the windmill's shadow,
we found our own place, away from the glare of the modern and crowded space.
a circle of shade that keeps moving across the field.
A beautiful harvest that the summer came to yield.
We can track the hours by the angle of the blade,
Safe in the rhythm that the wind and the iron made.
You sat on the trough where the water was clear and cool,
Washing your feet like a girl from a country school.
The iron rods groaned as they lifted the liquid bright,
Spilling like diamonds into the evening light.
We don't need the pumps that run on the diesel line, as long as the breeze from the mountain is yours and mine.
The shadow has reached the edge of the garden gate, telling us gently that the hour is getting late.
Iron wheels spinning under the wide open sky,
Counting the beautiful seconds as they quietly fly. Under the windmill's shadow, we found our own place,
away from the glare of the modern and
crowded space.
a circle of shade
that keeps moving across the field. A beautiful harvest that the summer came to yield. Blades spinning slow, shadows stretching long. The wind is the singer of our favorite song. worked at the press room of the county weekly news, setting the type while the lead was starting to ooze. A matrix of brass dropping down with a solid thud, creating the lines that were running in our blood.
He cast our engagement in a slug of hot metal bright, before the big rollers began their historic flight.
The ink was so thick it would stay on your fingers for days, a permanent record of our youthful and loving ways. Stamped by the linotype there on the front page line, a celebration of a love that is yours and mine.
No digital screen
could ever hold half the weight of the lead that was pressed by the iron hand of fate. A solid impression of a promise that we made before the old machinery began to silently fade.
I still have the block of metal he gave to me, the reverse letters of the names that used to be,
worn at the edges from the times I held it tight, whenever he was working through the long and lonely night.
The print shop closed in the winter of '81,
replaced by the offset before the new year begun.
but the ink on the paper is as dark as a
Midnight sky, a beautiful headline that will never say goodbye. Hot metal setting our names into the front page news, a permanent record that my heart will never lose. Stamped by the linotype there on the front page line, a celebration of a love that is yours and mine. No digital screen could ever hold half the weight of the lead that was pressed by the iron hand of fate. Lead turning cold,
ink staying so bright,
the prettiest headline printed in the night.
It was thrown on a wheel out of clay from the riverbed, salt glazed and heavy with a circle of cobalt red. It spent 50 years in the dark of the cellar floor, holding the vinegar or the moonshine from the war. But now it sits here on our oak wood dining table, holding the wild flags as long as they are able. A rugged container, a piece of the common earth that knows the true meaning of utility and worth.
Oh, this old stoneware jug is a solid and honest thing, a quiet reminder of the comfort that simple days bring. No crystal or porcelain from the European ever look better by the side of our pantry door.
It's thick and it's gray, with a surface like orange peel.
A beautiful anchor that makes our devotion feel real.
You found it half buried by the foundation of the old mill, where the water wheel used to run at the bottom of the hill. We washed off the dirt and we polished the glazed skin, discovering the mark of the potter carved within. It has survived the floods and the changes of the town,
remaining unbroken when the big walls came tumbling down.
Our love is like it, it's heavy and plain and tough,
built out of clay that can handle the weather rough.
Thrown on a wheel out of riverbed clay so deep,
A simple container that our simple secrets will keep. Oh, this old stoneware jug is a solid and honest thing, a quiet reminder of the comfort that simple days bring. No crystal or porcelain from the European store could ever look better by the side of our pantry door.
gray clay and cobalt,
Soft glaze, so strong,
where our simple spirits
have always belonged. The ridges are worn on the elbow and on the cuff, a chestnut brown cotton that was made to be treated rough. He bought it in autumn when the frost was on the pumpkin patch, and the winter was waiting for the season to match.
I used to wear it whenever he went away,
To keep his presence close through the long working day. It smells like the tobacco and the wind from the northern ridge, a familiar comfort by the side of the wooden bridge. In his old corduroy jacket, I am completely warm, protected from the chill and the incoming winter storm. The lines in the fabric are like the rose in our field, a beautiful texture that the honest years came to yield. Worn at the collar, but it fits me just like a glove, the softest reminder of a deep and a lasting love.
I found a brass button inside of the pocket small, and a ticket to the fair from the summer of '74. We danced to the fiddle
While the neon was spinning round,
and our boots left their marks
on the sawdust-covered ground.
Now the jacket is old,
It's hanging behind the door,
but it holds the memories
that I looking for. The fashion has changed, the modern clothes are thin and bright, but the old brown cotton is what keeps me safe tonight. Brown cotton fabric smelling like the autumn leaves,
a quiet sanctuary
that a lonely heart receives. In his old corduroy jacket, I am completely warm, protected from the chill and the incoming winter storm. The lines in the fabric are like the rose in our field, a beautiful texture that the honest years came to yield. Brown cotton ridges, pocket holding the past, the warmest coat that was made to last.
It was quarried in Vermont from the deep of the slate stone bed, a blue-gray tile that covers our family head. It has stood on the rafters since the winter of '82, catching the frost and the light of the morning new.
When the wind gets high, it doesn't rattle or shake at all. A solid defense that will never allow us to fall. I found one that fell when the old chimney gave away, and I used it to write down the thoughts of my heart today.
Written on a slate shingle, a message that will endure, like the stone on the roof. It's permanent, old and pure. No paper to tear and no ink to be washed by the rain. Just a line scratched deep to drive away the lonely pain. A geological record of a love that is solid and deep, a beautiful promise that our spirits will always keep. You took a sharp nail and you scratched your own name below mine,
creating a covenant under the branch of the pine.
We set it back gently into the foundation stone
of the small wooden cabin that the two of us have grown.
The modern world builds out of tin that turns to rust,
eroded by years and reduced to a silver dust.
but our roof is
made of mountains, our walls are made of oak,
the sturdiest shelter for the words that our
ancestors spoke.
With a rusting nail
into the blue slate stone,
the prettiest covenant
that two lovers have ever known. Written on a slate shingle, a message that will endure, like the stone on the roof. It's permanent, old and pure. No paper to tear,
just a line scratched deep
to drive away the lonely pain. velvet house is a story that'll never fail. We found the wild hive in the hollow of the old elm tree, built out of wax by the work of the honeybee. A perfect geometry, 1,000 cells of gold, holding the sweetness that the summer came to unfold. We took just a piece of the heavy and dripping frame, leaving the rest to the wilderness whence it came. The scent of the clover and the warmth of the August sun was captured inside before the winter had just begun. Oh, the wild honeycomb is the sweetest thing we found, deep in the forest where the silence is so profound. A structure of beauty and architecture made of grace, the perfect reward for our stay in this quiet space. A taste of the golden days on a piece of home-baked bread, warming our spirits when the clouds are gray overhead.
He held the glass jar while the syrup was running slow, reflecting the amber light of the evening glow.
Your fingers were sticky, you laughed as you wiped your face, bringing a magic into this rustic and wooden place.
Now the
Bees are asleep, the hive is covered in snow, but we've got the sweetness that the summer came to know.
our devotion
Is like it, it's built out of tiny cells, a beautiful home where our quiet contentment dwells. Golden cells of wax holding the midsummer sun, our sweet contentment has only just begun. Oh, the wild honeycomb is the sweetest thing we found, deep in the forest where the silence is so profound. A structure of beauty and architecture made of grace, the perfect reward for our stay in this quiet space. Wax and the honey, golden structure so fine, the sweetness of life is permanently yours and mine.
The wood box is empty except for a piece of old pine, cut from the root of the tree by the property line.
It's heavy with resin, it's knotted and rough to the touch, a final companion that doesn't require too much.
I place it gently onto the dying red bed,
watching the smoke as it rises above my head.
the final performance of our winter fire tonight,
The last song of the evening before the morning light. As the last log is burning, the room fills with a sudden glow, a beautiful warmth that our spirits have come to know. We've traveled through valleys of thread and fields of stone, building a kingdom that the two of us call our own.
close your tired eyes and let the music drift away
Into the quiet promise of a yesterday.
Thank you for sitting by the hearth through the seasons rough,
Sharing the blanket and the bread when the times were tough.
our music was simple, it was built out of honest stream,
A gentle reminder of the peace that the old pops bring.
the fire is sinking, the sparks are starting to die,
Leaving a memory under the midnight sky.
but the warmth will stay in the timber and in the wall.
Long after the shadows of our lifetime start to fall.
The final ember is fading into the quiet night,
But the warmth of our music
will always stay so bright. As the last log is burning, the room fills with a sudden glow,
the beautiful warmth that our spirits have come to know.
we've traveled through valleys of
Thread and fields of stone, building a kingdom that the two of us call our own.
Good night, my sweet friend, the embers are low,